Superman Legacy's plot has apparently been leaked, and it sounds like it's almost a rip-off of Iron Man 1. Hey everyone, welcome back to our movie news. Yes, you heard that right. The movie hasn't even begun production, yet a plot leak for Superman Legacy has apparently already happened. Now, I don't really like leaks, and I think spoiling major elements of a movie can destroy a viewing experience for me. However, fortunately, the alleged plot leak for Legacy isn't a major one. This plot leak, in my eyes, is pretty much something we would expect to see in a trailer, so it doesn't go into major spoiler details that would ruin the film. The scoop comes from viewer Anon, who is quite reliable, and he is stated as follows. Heard some stuff about Superman Legacy. I trust the source, but this stuff is always fuzzy. Superman is early in his career and isn't widely known. His big public reveal happens in the Middle East, where terrorists have gotten a hold of Kryptonian tech. Waller and Sam Lane send in the authority to investigate. They believe Superman is responsible. Superman learned of the tech in the Fortress of Solitude and hopes it will be the missing puzzle piece to discover where he comes from. Anyway, the big bad is Brainiac behind everything. As said in the first post, I trust the source, but it's all a game of telephone with info passed ear to ear. So we'll see how much of this, if anything, pans out. Sounds solid to me though, if it's true. Now, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds a bit similar to Iron Man 1. Middle Eastern terrorists get a hold of Tony Stark's technology, and Stark's company is blamed for selling the terrorists their tech. It feels like the same plot points for Iron Man, but just adapted to Superman instead. And I assume Brainiac is the one who either gave the terrorists the technology, or the terrorists found Brainiac's crashed ship, which would be similar to Obadiah Stane providing the tech to the terrorists, but Stark being blamed. So slightly concerning that it may feel like either a rip-off of Iron Man 1, or maybe a bit generic as we have already seen it with Iron Man, but it really depends on the execution and the rest of the movie. It also kind of reminds me of Superman saving Lois from the terrorists in the desert from Batman v Superman. It's not as similar as the similarities between Iron Man 1 and Legacy, but I was reminded of that scene. I've also just realized whilst I'm editing this video that it sounds quite similar to Black Adam. A terrorist organization in the Middle East are using technology that originates from the main character, and then the US government send in a group of superheroes to stop the main character. If this leak is right, it sounds like Superman Legacy is a mix of Iron Man 1, Black Adam, and maybe a hint of Batman v Superman. Wow. Anyway, back to the video. But right now, the difference between Iron Man 1 and Legacy is that Iron Man started off the MCU with no other heroes or villains around yet. So the part where the Authority go to investigate is the differentiating factor that Superman Legacy has. Like I said, it really depends on the execution of the movie and what the rest of the story will be. It will be cool to see Brainiac in live action, and hopefully will be around for more than just Superman Legacy. As for the Authority, I do have a slight concern that the reason they are in the movie is because they have an Authority movie coming out after. I hope the motivation behind them being in the film was because they were needed for the story, and then based on that motive, they decided to add an Authority movie to the slate, rather than having a slate where the Authority are on it, and then thinking they should put them in Legacy to set up their own movie. Gunn says the characters are only there to benefit the story, not movies later down the line, so that needs to be shown in the film. If they feel wasted or forced in, then that claim wouldn't be accurate, so he needs to make sure that if they do appear, it's to only benefit the Superman story and not a future project. Now, we don't know if this is a legitimate leak, but viewer Anon is pretty reliable, and based on the information we know so far, a lot of things line up with this leak. So I do think this has a very high chance of being real, or at least very close to being what happens in the movie, as I have also heard something slightly different to this leak, but with similar plot points from someone else. So like viewer Anon said, information passed ear to ear can have some pieces of information shared slightly differently to what's actually happening, but I think this is quite close to what we should expect. So make sure to let me know in the comments below what you think of this plot leak. Do you think it's accurate, and what do you think of the plot itself? Do you think it sounds generic or a rip-off of Iron Man 1, or do you think this is an exaggeration? However you feel, about this, make sure to let me know in the comments below. I really want to see what the general feeling is about this. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon, so until then, have a great day. Bye!